Do Kansas Freemasons not care about the ritual anymore? Let's talk about it this week on Squarely on the Level. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Darren Kellerman. This is Squarely on the Level, and I'm working in conjunction with the Grand Lodge of Kansas. Before we get started, if you love Freemasonry, take your thumb, take your finger, whatever, reach down there, hit that like button, and then while you're there, make sure you hit the subscribe button and the notification bell as well. Let's just jump right into it. We as Freemasons always talk about the things that separate us from other civic or fraternal groups and why you'd want to join our organization. And a lot of times it comes down to our ritual work. Other groups don't have that. We talk about the beautiful ritual work we've done, how it's been handed down since time immemorial. Not quite true, but it's a nice idea, concept, if you will. But that's the big thing we focus on when trying to get people sucked in sometimes. In our lodge or other lodges, we used to travel and to help with degree work or see degree work, and oh, this degree had a bazillion people and that degree had a bazillion, and we used to fill the sidelines. Now we like to talk about those things, but I'm not really seeing that to be true. A lot of degree work around the state, we struggle to get guys to help us put on the degree work. A lot of lodges can't put it on themselves, and that's 100% okay. 100% okay. But every time we do degree work on a candidate or a member, we want to make sure it is quality degree work. We want to give that quality experience so we can, once we got a man to join our fraternity, we want to be able to give him a reason to stay in. And crappy degree work isn't helping. And I've been hearing about guys that have not been getting good degree work. I've heard several horrific stories here over the past several months of some degree work that did not go so well, and it should have been stopped because the candidate he didn't get a good experience. Sounds like an initiatory or initiatic, whatever the word is there, but a good first experience coming in to our fraternity, and there's no do-overs in that. Think about your first night in Freemasonry, whether whether it was by yourself or with others, or even in a big class, of how that experience went. Was it a quality event, or was it kind of botched? I'm guessing if it was kind of botched, those guys aren't watching this video right now. Just guessing. And before some of you guys go, well, but Darren, the guys that came through a one-day class, they don't get that's a bunch of bunk, guys. Do I believe in the one-day conferral type class? I don't. But the statistics don't bear that out. The drop rate is almost identical for one-day or mass conferrals versus a one-on-one conferral. There's even several grandmasters currently that went through, not in Kansas, but in other states that are one-day Masons. So you can't give me that argument anymore. I mean, it's just personal belief. But anyway, it's about the quality of the degree work. And if you are not able to give quality degree work, or your lodge isn't able to give quality degree work, we need to up our game. We should be inviting people in to help us. Maybe we have to take our candidate or a member to a different lodge. But there is something going on right now, and if you're watching this in the fall of 2019 and you're in Kansas, we have some tools in place, in action right now, to help you and your lodge improve your ritualistic work. They're called schools of instructions. And for you new Masons that are watching, and I know you're watching, you may not have liked and subscribed, but I know you're watching because I hear you talking when I walk by and hear this and that. So thank you for watching. We older Masons don't really adequately explain why to go to the school of instruction. We say, you need to go. Come on, let's go. It's going to go from 9 in the morning to about 4 or 4:30. Why would you want to go to that with a bunch of the old guys? They don't tell you what's going on. It sounds like a boring day. Let me tell you what, it's not. All that stuff that you saw as a new Mason, or even as the first 2, 3, 4 years, that opening and closing ceremony, the thing they do when they vote going around the room and all that stuff, how they receive the district deputy or even the Grand Master, and then all the degree work stuff where they're walking, where they stop and talking, that is covered in the schools of instruction. And even though it says it's a school, there's no tests, there's no recess either, darn that, but we do have stop for lunch. But we cover all that stuff. And the same stuff that they're doing out on the west side of the state, they're doing on the east side of the state, they're doing on the north side of the state, doing the south side of the state. That's what these schools are for, to make sure that we're consistent in our ritual work across the state, and that our ritual is getting passed down properly. There's no shortcuts, there's no abbreviations in it. Every candidate, every member needs to get high quality work that's the same as the next guy, because I want the same experience that we'll say George Washington had. And the brothers in my lodge down in Fort Scott, when I got brought in years ago, gave me that. And I can remember almost every detail of that, of how it sounded, how it felt. I'm getting goosebumps right now. You can't see it on the camera, I'm sure, but just thinking about that gives me goosebumps, because they did such high quality work down there at Rising Sun Lodge in Fort Scott for me. They didn't know me. The three guys that came and met me knew me, but they put on great work. And I can remember it and just, and it's that I can't explain it to you, but if you've had quality degree work, you know what I'm talking about. And now it's on us to give that experience to every guy that wants to join our fraternity. And these schools of instruction can help do that. If you're a new master, warden, deacon, steward, these schools of instruction talk about what you do in your position. Even if you're not a lodge officer, you want to go to this because you need to see what's going on and know what's right and acceptable. I shouldn't say acceptable, because there's no acceptable. It's what's right. And we have grand lecturers, assistant grand lecturers. This is what they do. We have a custodian of the work. They're entrusted with all this to make sure that it's being done to give that proper experience to these new members, and for ourselves as well. We don't want to just come in and do a slop job opening and closing or voting and this and that. That is just a slap in the face to our four brothers right there. So if you don't know what a school of instruction is about, go to one. Find out. It's great. You will not regret it. Darren, where are they at? Well, first of all, you go to the Grand Lodge webpage, click on the calendar there over on the right-hand side. It's right there. But actually, in your recent Kansas Mason, go to the back of it, open it up, bam, right there. All the schools of instruction listed right there. On the Facebook page, there's a folder that has each week broke out for the schools of instruction, tell you what lodge, what city they're in. We even went in there. If you click on that, it tells you what address the lodge is. Heck, if you don't know, can't find it, send me an email, squarelylevel@kansasmason.org, kellerman@kansasmason.org. I'll send you the list. I'll send you the link to the Kansas Mason online. Get that at the website as well. Check it out. You want to go to that. Very important. Again, I know I'm spending a lot of time on this, but quality is so important. When you wonder why that new brother isn't coming back, it's probably something we did or didn't do in his degree work. I always say we got to get those hooks in right away to make them want to come back. They're not going to come to shore, a fishing analogy, and I'm not a good fisherman, but got to get that hook in to get them to shore and keep them there. And if we're doing poor ritual work, they're just going back in the water and downstream somewhere else, some other civic or fraternal organization that's not the oldest fraternal organization in the world. That's us, in case you didn't know. Thanks for tuning in. This is Squarely on the Level. My name is Darren Kellerman. Until next time, keep things square. Oh, wait. Don't forget, if you love Freemasonry, make sure you hit that like button, then slide over if you haven't already hit the subscribe button, and then hit the notification bell. And that's supposed to send you a notification every time we upload new content or go live. My good friend Paul and his son Leo over in the UK told me that wasn't working for them, and for something had happened, and they weren't getting notifications. So if you need to, hit the unsubscribe and unnotify, and then hit it again to make sure it works. So big thanks to Paul and Leo over in the UK for watching, for one. Hi, guys. And for letting me know about that issue. It seems to be a common thing with YouTube here lately. So until next time, this is Darren Kellerman telling you to keep things squarely on the level.